My name is Gao Xiaomai. When I was 8 years old, my parents left me with their best friends. They said my mother was sick and needed to go to America for treatment, and it wasn't convenient to take me along. I was too young back then to understand what not convenient meant. All I knew was that my father took my hand and placed it in the hands of Uncle Luo and Auntie Luo, and that his eyes were red. Be good, Xiaomai. Daddy will come back to get you soon. He never did. For the next 18 years, I never saw them again. The Luo family's house was big, so big that whenever I slept alone in my room, I felt like there were dark shadows lurking in every corner. That night, I had a nightmare again. I dreamed I was locked in a dark room, with no one to answer my cries, no matter how loudly I called out. I cried. Then my door opened. It was Luo Lin, the Luo family's eldest son. He was 10 that year. He was half a head taller than me, with bright, dark eyes, and he stood in the doorway like a little adult. Xiaomai, what's wrong? Brother Lin, I had a bad dream. Without a second thought, he climbed straight into my bed, slipped under the covers, and pulled me into his arms. Don't be afraid, Xiaomai. Brother Lin is here with you, okay? I'm right by your side now. You don't have to be scared of any dream. Back then, I thought Brother Lin was the most powerful person in the whole world. I asked him a question. Brother Lin, will you ever go far away without telling me, just leaving on your own? He puffed out his chest and promised, of course not. From now on, wherever Brother Lin goes, I'll take you with me. Then what if you suddenly get sick? Brother Lin is Ultraman. Superheroes don't get sick, all right? Then you absolutely cannot leave Xiaomai all alone. Xiaomai wants to stay with Brother Lin forever. He swore solemnly, yes, Xiaomai will stay with Brother Lin forever, and Brother Lin will protect Xiaomai forever. I was 8. He was 10. I didn't know what those words meant back then. I only knew that from that day on, someone had taken up residence in my heart. Growing up, I came to realize that in everyone's eyes, Luo Lin's protection of me was excessive. In middle school, when someone slipped me a love letter, that person was called in for a talk by Luo Lin the very next day. In high school, it was even more extreme. He walked me to and from school every single day, rain or shine. In college, even when he didn't have class, he would show up at my classroom door right before my classes ended. Sometimes I wondered, did he even know what he was doing? His possessiveness toward me had long exceeded the boundaries of brother and sister. But I never dared to ask. Because I was hiding a secret, I liked him. Not the way a younger sister likes an older brother, but the kind of like that makes your heart race, your thoughts spiral out of control, and leaves you tossing and turning all night. I didn't know when I started liking him. Maybe it was that night of the nightmare, when he climbed into my bed. Maybe it was every time I was sad and he showed up right away. Maybe it was every time someone bullied me and he stood in front of me like an unshakable mountain. However it happened, by the time I realized it, I was already in too deep. But I couldn't say anything. Because he was the only son of the Luo family, the heir to Xianging Enterprises, the golden boy everyone saw as having a limitless future. How could I ever be worthy of him? So I buried those feelings deep inside me. For 10 years. For 10 years, I watched as the women by his side came and went. I smiled and called him a playboy. He laughed and called me heartless. What he didn't know was that every time he brought a new girlfriend to meet me, my heart was bleeding. But he never knew. That night he came to apologize, because we'd argued on the phone earlier that day. He'd been drinking. A lot. Xiaomai, I'm sorry. He leaned against me, mumbling something I couldn't quite make out. I helped him to the sofa and was about to get him a glass of water when he grabbed my arm and pulled me into his embrace. Don't go. His eyes were red as he looked at me, as if I were something precious. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might burst out of my chest. Brother Lin, you're drunk. I'm not drunk. His fingers traced my face. Xiaomai, you're so beautiful. You know, every time you look at me, I want to chase everyone else away, hide you somewhere, keep you just for myself. I nearly started crying. He never knew that I felt the same way every time I saw the women around him. The next second, he kissed me. It was my first kiss. His lips were hot with the taste of alcohol, pressing down on mine, rough, urgent, as if he wanted to fuse me into his very bones. I wanted to push him away, but I couldn't. I had waited 10 years for that kiss. That night, we didn't stop. He carried me to the bed, slowly removed each piece of my clothing, and whispered in my ear, Xiaomai, is this a dream? If it is, then it wouldn't hurt to dream a little more, would it? I didn't answer. I just reached up, wrapped my arms around his neck, and gave him everything I had. That was the most beautiful night of my life. I thought that after that, we would finally be together. I thought he finally understood my feelings, finally ready to return them. But the next morning, he left, without saying goodbye. When I woke up, his side of the bed was cold and empty. The only evidence that the night hadn't been a dream was the faint traces left on the sheets. He regretted it. I sat on the bed, burying my face in the pillow that still held his warmth, and the tears wouldn't stop. So he didn't want me after all. The week that followed was the darkest of my life. Luo Lin started keeping his distance. At work, he spoke to me only in formal, businesslike tones. The affectionate nicknames, the warm concern, all of it was gone. He even started dating other women. Chen Shani, the woman Uncle Luo had set him up with. I saw it with my own eyes, the two of them laughing together in a restaurant, him pulling out her chair for her, pouring her wine. All the tenderness that had once been mine was now being given to someone else. My heart felt like it was being crushed in someone's fist. I could barely breathe from the pain. But I had no right to be angry, because I was nothing to him. I was just his administrative assistant, just the little sister he had looked after since childhood, just the mistake he made one drunken night when he lost control. I lost a lot of weight during that time. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, lay awake night after night. Shi Muqian came to see me. When he saw the state I was in, he sighed. Xiaomai, you should just tell him. Tell him what? Tell him you like him. I laughed bitterly. He already knows. Then why don't you ask him? Ask him what he's really thinking. Ask him why he's avoiding you. I didn't dare. I was afraid of getting the answer I least wanted, that he didn't love me, that night was just a drunken mistake. But Shi Muqian was right. I couldn't keep lying to myself forever. So I decided to go find him. That night, he showed up drunk again, pounding on my door. I opened it. He stumbled inside and pulled me into his arms. Xiaomai, I missed you so much. My heart softened instantly. Brother Lin, you've been drinking again. I'm not drunk. He looked up at me, his eyes shining. Xiaomai, I need to ask you something. What is it? Muqian and Xiaoling both said you have someone you like. Is that true? My heart skipped a beat. Yes, it's true. Who is it? Panic flashed across his face. He grabbed my shoulders. Who is he? Do I know him? I looked into his eyes and decided I didn't want to hide anymore. You. He froze. What? I said, the person I like is you, Luo Lin. I've liked you for a very long time. So long I can't even remember when it started. He stared at me, his expression shifting from shock to overwhelming joy. Then he pulled me fiercely into his arms and kissed me. "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" he murmured against my lips, his voice hoarse. "Do you know how jealous I've been? I thought you liked someone else. I thought you didn't want me anymore. I've never not wanted you." I cupped his face in my hands. "You're the one who didn't want me." "I never." He grew agitated. I was just scared. I didn't know how to face my own feelings. I didn't know how to face you. I was afraid you'd find me disgusting. How could I ever find you disgusting? I looked at him. "I love you. I've loved you for 10 years. His eyes turned red. He held me even tighter. "Xiaomai, I love you too. I've loved you for a very, very long time. I was just too afraid to admit it." In that moment, I felt like I was standing on a cloud. 10 years of secret longing, finally answered. Just when I thought everything was finally okay, Luo Xiaoling, Luo Lin's younger sister, came to see me. She was wearing a pretty floral dress, spritzed with perfume. She looked beautiful, but she hadn't come to wish me well. She had come to declare war. "Xiaomai ji, I like Brother Lin too." I was stunned. Xiaoling had always been close to Luo Lin, but I had always assumed it was just sibling affection. But she said, "I've liked Brother Lin since I was little, even earlier than you. What gives you the right to take him away?" I had no words. She was right, wasn't she? What right did I have? I was just an orphan living on charity, a patient who could lose her mind at any moment, a burden who could never be worthy of Luo Lin. That night, Xiaoling stood in front of the whole family and demanded loudly, "Brother, who do you choose? Her or me?" Luo Lin looked at his younger sister, then at me. He spoke each word clearly. "I love Xiaomai. In this lifetime, she is the only one I will ever love." Xiaoling ran out crying. Uncle Luo's face turned ashen. "Both of you, come to the study." Uncle Luo told me something that changed everything. "Xiaomai, do you know what illness your mother has?" I shook my head. "A hereditary mental disorder." He looked me straight in the eye. "Your mother is in America now. She doesn't even recognize your father anymore." My mind went blank. What did you say?" "You could develop the illness at any moment. That's the real reason your father left you with our family. He didn't want you to live under the shadow of your mother." I was trembling so violently I could barely stand. "So," Uncle Luo's voice was cold as ice, "do you really think you're good enough for Lin? What can you give him? A lover who might lose her mind at any moment? A wife who may never bear children? Or do you want him to end up like your father, giving up everything to take care of a madwoman for the rest of his life?" I said nothing. I had no tears left to cry. "Xiaomai, I'm begging you. Leave Lin alone. He has a bright future ahead of him. He can't let you drag him down." I opened my mouth to say okay, but my throat closed up. Not a single word would come out. I finally understood why my father left me in Taiwan. Why he never came back to see me for 18 years. It wasn't that he didn't love me. It was that he loved me too much. He didn't want me to live under his shadow. Didn't want me to watch my mother's illness progress every day, terrified that I would end up the same way. But now, none of that mattered. Because I already knew. Because I was already terrified. That night, Luo Lin snuck out through his window and ran all the way to my apartment. "Xiaomai." He was drenched in sweat, gasping for breath. "What did my father say to you? Are you going to leave me?" I didn't answer. He grew frantic, grabbing my shoulders. "Listen to me. I don't care. Even if you really do go crazy, I don't care. Do you hear me? You don't understand. My voice was shaking. I'll forget you. I'll forget everything between us. I'll become a different person. So what? He pulled me into his arms and held me tight. Even if you forget me, I won't forget you. Even if someday you forget that you ever loved me, I won't forget. This love will stay in my mind forever, until the day I die. I cried. Why are you so foolish? Because I love you. He kissed my tears away. Xiaomai, I love you. Ever since you were 8 years old, having that nightmare, and I climbed into your bed, I've loved you. It just took me 18 years to understand. Xiaoling didn't give up. She started appearing beside Luo Lin constantly, acting like a girlfriend under the guise of being a sister, bringing him lunch, fixing his tie, accompanying him to banquets. Rumors began to spread at the company. The young master of the Luo family was going to marry his own sister. I just smiled bitterly when I heard that. I knew Luo Lin wouldn't choose her. But what I didn't know was how far Xiaoling was willing to go. She found Chen Shani. The two women joined forces. Chen Shani would pressure Luo Lin on the business front. Xiaoling would work on Uncle Luo at home. Dad, look at that Gao Xiaomai. Her mother is crazy. She'll go crazy too. Can you really let Brother Lin marry a madwoman? Uncle Luo fell silent. That night, Luo Lin came home to find his credit cards cancelled, his car keys confiscated, even his company access card deactivated. Uncle Luo stood in the living room, expressionless. I'm giving you two choices. First, leave Gao Xiaomai, marry Chen Shani, and Xianging Enterprises remains yours. Second, leave with her, but from this moment on, you have nothing to do with the Luo family. Luo Lin looked at me. I looked at him. Then he smiled. Dad, I choose the second. Uncle Luo's face went pale. Are you insane? I'm not insane. Luo Lin took my hand. I'm just choosing love. We settled down in America, right next door to my father's house. My mother still didn't recognize me, but she would smile at me sometimes. Once in a while, she would take my hand and call me Xiaomai. My father said she hadn't been this lucid in a long time. It's because of you, he said, looking at me. Because she can feel that you're her daughter. I don't know if that's true, but I choose to believe it. Luo Lin takes me to the doctor every day, makes sure I take my medication, and stays with me through my rehabilitation exercises. The doctor says my condition is under control, that I might never develop the illness at all. When Luo Lin heard that, he was so happy he acted like a child, spinning me around in circles. See? I told you. You're not going to lose your mind. And what if I do? Then I'll take care of you for the rest of my life. Every evening, we go to the seaside to watch the sunset. He holds my hand. I lean my head on his shoulder. Neither of us says a word. We just watch the sun slowly sink below the horizon. Sometimes I wonder, if he hadn't climbed into my bed that night 18 years ago, what would have become of us? I probably would have fallen in love with him anyway. Because some people are simply meant to be together. No matter how long it takes, no matter how far apart they wander, no matter how much worldly prejudice stands in the way, how much family opposition, how many shadows of illness. As long as it's you in the end, that's enough. Brother Lin, thank you for taking 18 years to finally learn how to love me. I'll spend the rest of my life paying you back.